This is my presentation on something that I am passionate about, which is movies. So this presentation is titled Movies Matter. A little bit of the timeline for movies. The first movie, debatably the first movie, was made and called Roundhay Garden Scene in 1888. Next came the first color film, which was made in the UK and called With Our King and Queen Through India in 1912, which used kinemacolor to capture natural colors instead of using Technicolor or any other program to manually input colors into the film. Then the first movie with sound was The Famous Jazz Singer in 1927. And in the US, Universal Studios was founded in 1912, while Warner Bros. And the Walt Disney Company were both founded in 1923. These are three of, if not the three, best and biggest film companies in the world. So, some background on movies and movie statistics just to demonstrate how big of an audience movies can reach, even just in North America. 878 movies were released in theaters in the US and Canada in 2018. This does not include several hundred more that were released exclusively on viewing platforms such as Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. The latest stats that show movie theater attendance are from 2017 and show that 76% of the population of the US and Canada, which is 264.7 million people, go to movies at least once a year, with 53% of those people going back to the theater at least 2 to 11 times a year. So the one solid statistic that shows how many times a movie was watched in theaters alone was 1.13 billion tickets sold in the US in 2018. Just to show the impact that movies have on the economy in regards to GDP and measures like that, are the financial statistics. So the U.S. motion picture industry produced an estimated $69.91 billion in 2018, and if you combine that with the home entertainment revenue, that figure is $136 billion. In the same vein, the filmmaking industry provided 430,000 jobs for people in 2018, and this doesn't include the employees of theaters and companies that offer video services. So why am I passionate about movies? Well, when I was younger, I never had television growing up. We didn't have cable or anything, so I watched a lot of movies instead, and my family watched a lot of movies, and that was our thing to do together, and it brought us together many, many times. So why I'm passionate about movies is my love of stories, art, and music. And what's really cool about well-made movies is that they normally bring all of these things together. So obviously the plot of the movie is what drives the story and keeps me focused on what's going on. But I can also appreciate how acting is an art, and great actors can make a huge difference in how the movie feels. And there's also an art to how the movie is filmed and how cinematography can completely change how you perceive the scene that is being shot. And finally, the music can absolutely perfect a scene by connecting what you're seeing and what you're hearing into one powerful moment that leaves a lasting impression on you. And then on top of all that, there's just so many different kinds of movies to explore, and they each bring their own kinds of cinematography and music and so on. I also enjoy special effects, both practical and computer generated. When I was younger, I used to experiment with special effects makeups, especially for Halloween, creating monster masks and scars and bleeding wounds and stuff like that. But what's really cool is computer generated special effects, because they allow you to experience something fascinating like other worlds and fantastic creatures, or even something, jaw dropping like a tidal wave that sweeps over half the earth. And it allows you to really experience these things without having them actually happen to you in real life. I believe my time spent watching movies is a worthwhile investment for the amount of new things I learn and even just the connections they allow me to make in real life. And finally, I love movies because of the immersion and the inspiration. Especially when you see movies in a theater where all you can see is the larger than life story happening in front of you and the sound from the speakers dancing all around you, making you feel like you're really a part of the story. And the inspiration can come from literally anything in the movie that makes you feel like you can go out and be something greater than you already are. So the way I sum this up is by saying movies allow me to leave the world for a while, and when I return, I bring back something new. So why should you care about movies? Well, even at the surface level, well-made movies are works of art with beautiful stories that anyone can enjoy. But so much more than that, movies can touch virtually any facet of life and are incredibly powerful forces of influence. as many people as there are, with as many ideas as there are, that's how many ideas movies can touch. So movies have a major impact on the economy and GDP, expanding people's basic knowledge of world history and culture, and they can inspire people to go out and innovate, to work hard, to appreciate what's out there, and ultimately these people are being inspired to show the world that they have so much more to offer. And I love this quote by Michael Dana, and he says, "We love films and storytelling as people. It's just a human compulsion to listen to and tell stories," which explains a lot of the reasons why movies are so popular. People just love the stories that are being given to them. So, real quick, here are a few examples of how movies can send a message, teach people, or inspire people. So, movies like Happy Feet, Wall-E, The Road, and even Avatar provide the public with a powerful message about how important it is to care for the earth as long as we have it. And there's movies like 12 Years a Slave, American History X, and The Green Book, which have themes of race relations and teach how important it is to realize that we're all brothers and sisters of the same species. We're all humans, and we're all in this together. Then you have movies like Schindler's List, Hacksaw Ridge, Lincoln, and Kill the Irishman, which is about organized crime in Cleveland. And these movies educate audiences through unique perspectives on different eras of history and allow people to understand what happened during these different time periods. And then finally, the movies that I love so much are inspirational movies. And just two of these are Pursuit of Happiness and The Founder, which tell stories about success and the American dream, and when you have a goal and work hard to achieve it. So in response to understanding how important movies really are, all I would ask of you is to practice discernment and find movies that matter to you. You will run into movies that don't mean anything to you, but when you watch a movie that really connects with you and leaves you so excited to walk out of the theater and get back out into the world, that's what makes all the other ones worth it. When you discover lessons in movies, you learn new things, and it's something that you may have never experienced without watching that movie. And then the heart of all of it, share. That's what movies are always about, is sharing. That's why directors and actors and producers and sound and lighting and tech people, all these people get together to create a movie to share a story with the world. So whatever you learn or whatever you find that inspires you, go out and share it. And I'll leave you with this quote from Martin Scorsese about why movies matter. "Movies touch our hearts and awaken our vision and change the way we see things. They take us to other places. They open doors and minds. Movies are the memories of our lifetime. We need to keep them alive." Thank you.